Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hightop Sports. I'm your host this evening, Sheldon Walker. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the man, the myth, the mullet enthusiast, Gavin, a.k.a. Big Hawk. What's going on, big guy? How are you, man? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
No, hey, bro, thank you for coming on here. For those of you that don't recognize this glorious mullet because it's not flowing in the wind, typically when we see it, doing front flips at the 50-yard line or 40-yard line, give or take. This is Gavin Hawk, the equipment manager for the Houston football team. He is mostly known for, one, I would say his mullet, but secondly, his glorious dives and rolls when retrieving the tee from the 50-yard line. So, again, I felt like I had to get you on with just the character and all. I had to know more. I saw the video and I was like, I got to know this guy. I got to know the story. I got to know the energy behind it. And we got to do it. I reached out to you. You were like, hell yeah, let's rock and roll. And I've been pumped ever since you said yes, man. So I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to this.
Absolutely. Well, Happy New Year, first of all. It's going to be, I think this is going to be the year of Hawk, if I had to say so of myself. But let's talk about it, man. So you're an equipment manager for Houston. Did you play football in high school? I mean, you
definitely. I played me a little offensive guard there.
Okay.
I'm not gonna toot my horn. Slow as shit.
Okay. So I don't believe it. I see the speed.
I'm a lot more athletic now than I was then. That's for sure.
Okay.
Speed wasn't on my side. Had trouble, getting to my gaps on pulls. But, when it came time to graduate, start looking at colleges, I really wanted to stay in college sports, and I wanted to do something and related to football. And so I reached out to a couple of schools in Houston, had me out for a visit on my 18th birthday. And, I graduated class of 2020. So right after my visit, COVID hit.
Okay.
And I was out of school and they texted me and they're like, hey, we kind of need guys. If you're not in school right now, do you want to come up? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I started working for UH before I graduated high school.
Okay, so they basically recruited you as an equipment manager then to come out there and work.
Yeah, a little bit.
To a certain extent. Okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize it worked like that. So good for you. So how long have you been retrieving the tee? When did that thing come into fruition?
So this started in our game against Memphis last year.
Okay.
Coach Meekins, our tight ends coach, had the idea. There's a guy who would do a similar thing for the Houston Oilers named Bill Mojo Lackey. He would run out, he'd circle the tee, dive on it, and then come back to the sideline and do a somersault. And he was like, hey, would you be willing to do this? I think people would love it. And I was like, of course, I'd love to do that. But we had to get head coach's approval. We had to talk to Coach Hold, and he thought it was hilarious. So, we went ahead in Memphis. I think it was our last home game. And he was like, yeah, let's go. So I did it, and just everyone erupted.
So did the players know, or just the coaches knew what you were going to do?
The players knew something was up because, I had Hawk heat pressed on the back of my shirt, and I looked a little bit more excited than normal. They knew something was coming, and when I went out and did it, and I came back to the sideline, they were just blowing up.
He goes, I had Hawk heat pressed on the back of my shirt. They knew shit was locked in at that point in time. So typically Hawk's not heat pressed on the back of your shirt, I'm assuming. Up until that point, it wasn't on the back.
Yeah, up until that point, it was just a normal, game day polo.
Okay.
We try to dress nice on the sideline, look spiffy. And since then, at every game I have the Hawk shirt on, but if it's an away game and I'm not quite sure if I'm doing it or not, then I'll have a hot jacket over top it.
Okay.
Where I can just rip it off and go.
That is unbelievable. I love how you go, yeah, I got the heat pressed, ready to rock and roll. Like the coaches are like, look, if we're gonna do this, we got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gotta have the title when he goes out onto the football field of Hawk. I mean, go ahead.
Well, on away games, it comes down to a look from Coach Hold. If he gives you the finger and he's like, hey, let's go. Yeah, you got to go. And you got to be ready to go. I can't run back in the locker room and grab the Hawk shirt and change real quick. I gotta be ready.
dude. Okay. This is this is getting better and better. So home games, it's a lock. You're guaranteed to go every time. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless we have
Away.
a little kid doing it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Gotta get the little kid out of there. I'm just kidding. All right.
Yeah,
So
little kid will do it like once, and then it's all me.
Hawks back in the game. So away games, you got to get the signal from coach. Is there like a that he get? Or is he...
Normally it's a. I know for UTSA and Texas Tech, we were rolling the entire game. We talked before the game, and he's like, "Hey, did you bring the shirt? We need this." And I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And then for some games, it's kind of like, "Hey, wait and see." Our game against Memphis, it was a wait and see moment. And when we scored that last touchdown, we just came back from like 30 something points. 20 seconds on the clock. We just won this thing. He's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I ripped my shirt off. I ran out there, did it. I was screaming. I was hyped up, having a blast.
So you're like a secret weapon that coach keeps on the ready to just send out to kind of just fuel it up even more.
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of like a salt in the wound for opposing fans and a nice little treat for our fans.
Mike, I knew there was more to it. That's why I wanted to have you on. Like, it just felt like you got hot press on the back. It felt like just everybody was ready to rock and roll. So obviously the team loves it every single time. It just fires them up. I feel like if I'm an opposing team and I see this, I'm like, we got to get ourselves a Hawk. Like that position. I feel like you could almost, trademark it as the Hawk, because look, you're hawking after the T marker. Look what we got going on here, big guy. I mean,
no, here's the thing, man. Since we played Texas Tech, they have a guy doing a similar thing now. After we played them, and I did it. Ohio Equipment, Ohio University, they decided to call me out on Twitter.
Who did?
Said that their skin, Ohio Equipment said their skin. I have nothing on their skinny little tiny guy who likes to do the gritty and other little TikTok dances when he grabs the tee. I don't know what that's about, right? I don't need no funny little dances or gimmicks to get it done. I go out there with pure athleticism and I get it done. I get the tee, I come back, I come flying in. And then this little Ohio Equipment guy slides in my DMs and is like, "Oh man, I love all the love you're getting. Merry Christmas, dude. Get out of here. What are you talking about? You just disrespected me on the timeline, and now you're trying to be friends with me in the DMs. What are you doing?"
Oh my goodness, there is drama and unrolling here on the tea retrieving atmosphere, and I'm loving it. Oh my goodness, really? So this is incredible. So they called you out, and then he tried to play it cool in the DMs because now he sees Big Hawk getting it done, and he wants a little bit of the piece of the pie. And you're like, "Nah."
Yeah, their equipment staff posted the tweet. I commented, I feel disrespected. Little bro needs to pick up a fork and learn to eat, because he's like 120 pounds soaking wet. I'm 340. I'm a man. I eat good every day.
This is peaking to be one of the greatest interviews of all time. This is incredible. I'm here for every bit of this. All right, real quick. We got some people in the chat wondering kind of what's going on. So I've got it. I'm going to go back. I'm going to clip over to your iconic motion really quick so they can see what you're talking about. We got to see these grown man moves, okay? To see what you see. I don't know about the Ohio guy. I'm not going to give him the time of the day. I'm not even going to worry about showing him because I think what you gave me was enough to know that he's just not getting it done. So this is the man right here. This is Gavin Hawk. You said 340?
340.
Every bit of it right here, boys. Moving quick, too. Here we go. I'm going to hear the announcers talk about it, too.
Get the team. Go, Hawk, go. No way.
Give it to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Give it to him.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
4.4 speed right here. Look at that mullet.
A roll right here at the end.
Son. Look at the cold air coming out the mouth. Like that to me, that's the peak right there. Like when you get the and it's just like coming out because you're just breathing some hot ass air, bro. I got goosebumps again. Every time I watch it, I get fired up. I love it. Look at that. Heat press on the back.
Yeah, the clip doesn't do me justice. I did it a few times that game, and, sure enough, the one they put on ESPN is the one where I'm pulling up my pants.
Oh, so that's a good point because you got to do that to feel me. Look, you starts kind of beating you down a little bit. I mean, again, if you guys are scoring a lot, are you getting both kick returns or just when Houston kicks it off?
Just when Houston kicks it off. Every team has their own guy that has to go out and get the tee. It's kind of like go out, get the tee, get it back to your sideline. Everyone has one.
Okay.
They just don't do it with such flair.
With such pizzazz. Look at this.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
this dive right here, whenever you do that, the turf is cold. It drags on your clothes, so my pants were getting pulled down.
look at
So
you
every
even
time I
got
ran out,
you even got the quarterback little the towel there, ready to rock and roll because you don't know what's good. You know what I mean? You're prepared.
yeah. So I typically work with the offensive line. That's my position group.
Okay.
Uh, the center's always got to have his hand towel, and whenever our center Jack Freeman starts calling for a hand towel, he's yelling out my name. I don't have time to run back to the our little chest and grab one. I just have one on me so I can run it out to him.
So this is what people are oversleeping too, because I mean you're dialed in, okay? Like for the fact that let's go over two things here. You just said like, well, hey, when the center says he needs a towel, I can't be running around thinking about it. I got to be ready to rock and roll. Number one, shows that you're prepared. You're thinking way ahead of the football game. Another point of why I guarantee you the Ohio guy doing the gritty, he's not thinking like that, right? Number two, when you go to away games, you keep the Hawk shirt on ready, right? Which again, you're prepared for when coach gives you the eyes. You're not gonna let coach down. You're not gonna let the team down. You gotta know that you gotta be ready to rock and roll. Look, you're getting slept on. You gotta go home and watch film. Look, I respect it. I want to rewind this really quick. Look at the eyes here we get from this young lady. I don't know. Do you may know who she is?
Yeah,
you know,
after the game, we're on the bus back to Houston, and she's sitting like in the seat right next to mine. And I was like, "Man, what's up with this?" And she was like, she was just impressed with the athletic ability. That's all it was. That was shock.
That's what she goes. What did I just witness?
Yeah.
Okay, this is unbelievable. Like I'm loving every second of this. All right, so we got Ohio guy. I'm gonna clip that up and tag them in it. Is that okay? I feel like we need to continue this beef.
Oh man, probably not a good idea. My boss gonna get on to me for that
one. Okay. I feel like we gotta let them know what's going on here. Now, so how much credit do you give yourself? Sometimes do you think that you come in and you get that team fired up, that you may have squeaked out a win or two because you go out there and give it all that you got? No, not discrediting the team by any stretch, but we throw in Big Hawk. He's gonna give the team some love.
By the middle of the game, the players they're pretty locked in. And so like you'll see a lot of times whenever they post clips of me, the team's kind of not paying attention to it. That's because, they're focused on the football, right?
Sure.
This is more like a treat for the fans.
Okay.
This is to fire up the crowd. This is to get our boys in the stands going.
Bro, you're incredible. Like you're just dialed in. Like where your mindset's at. I absolutely love it. Like you know what you're out there doing. You know what you're out there for. But the respect I imagine from the team for you is through the roof.
Oh, I mean, I consider myself, pretty hardworking. The Hawk stuff, like all that diving, that's only for game day, right? We still have practices we still have to take care of. We still have to handle loading and unloading the truck. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we're still responsible for. And if I keep a big head about it, then everyone else kind of suffers because of it.
My God, so you are literally living. You are a living mullet, right? Business in the front, party in the back. That's literally what you're doing. Like you're straight business, but when it's time, you can let it fly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
if Hawk needs to throw down, I throw down. But when I also know when it's time to be seal it up.
Time to lock in and get going.
I envy you. Okay, like, how old are you?
20.
Dial the fuck in too. My goodness. All right, I got to go over a few things here on your Instagram bio. First of all, you're a badass on Instagram when you got like 6 photos. Oh, here's my question really quick. I almost forgot. What's up, bro? What's this? Talk to me. Is this two in the pink, one in the stink?
That's the Cougar paw. That is the official hand sign of the University of Houston.
Okay, so not what I thought. Okay, we'll leave.
No.
We'll leave. Bro, I didn't know this was the Houston call. I like it though. Kind of like Horned Frogs. You guys got this. Okay. I was like, I didn't think he'd be throwing this up in the air if it meant what I thought it was. But all right, we'll go.
It's funny. It's funny for sure.
Okay, I love it. Look, because you have your own merch. I see here from last year. Is that still going on?
I mean, if I do another T-shirt run, it's definitely going to be someone else selling it for me because that was so much work.
Okay.
yeah, I was like, okay, there's a market for this. I can definitely capitalize. I made some good money off of it, but Lord, just handling all the orders myself
Sure.
and shipping them all out myself, that was just too much.
Sure, sure. No, I hear you. I saw it here. I was like, this is pretty incredible. So I want to go over three things, and then I want to talk about whatever you can say. We kind of talked about the precast with some sponsorships, so whatever you can say, cool. If not, I understand. But in your bio, it says mullet enthusiast. Clearly, I know I see the mullet, but how long has this mullet? I mean, you've had it since last year. When did you feel you claimed yourself as an enthusiast? When did that come to fruition?
I feel like after the first Hawk roll, it was kind of like, okay,
That
I'm mullet's the way to go.
So did you have one then?
I started growing it in 2020.
COVID year?
And at first it looked terrible. Oh yeah, I was growing a mullet is a painful process because there's a good line point where it looks absolutely atrocious.
Oh yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
And then I got to the point where it started like curling up right around here. It looked a little bit better, and then now it goes down my back. It's great.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's something special. It takes a certain breed. How I look at a mullet, to me, it's 80-20, right? 80% of the time, honestly, it sucks because it's a lot, it's heavy, it's hot, it gets tangled up. But 20% of the time, it is the greatest thing, that you could have because it just, for moments like that, it just makes up for that 80%. But it just kind of depends on how you're rocking. All right, so confirmed legend. You got to tell me that's in your bio. What's like? Where's? I mean, I agree. I just want to know where you got that confirmation from.
So, before the Hawk stuff ever started, last year we're in Tulane. This is kind of where the popularity and the heat started coming up. We were at Tulane, and the camera pointed to me on the sideline, and I was just locked into the game. It was a hot day in New Orleans. I had sweat dripping down my face. Mullet was flowing, but it was sweaty. I was just locked in. And the commentator posted the tweet and he wrote confirmed legend. And so since that day, I've had it in my bio.
I mean, look, that's rules are rules, that's fair enough. And then the last thing, I mean, we've got three incredible, if I'm looking at this could be a Tinder bio, this could be an Instagram bio. I'm looking at this like this could be your resume, right? You don't need to put anything else. Like literally these three things, I'm going to be intrigued to bring you in. Like, what is this? What are we talking about here, right? One, because if I can't see you, I got to see the mullet. Why does he think he's a mullet enthusiastic? Okay, confirmed legend. Look, that takes some kahunas to post that because now you got to back it up. Lastly, we got Electric Factory. What's up?
Always got to ride the lightning. Our media guy over here at Houston, the Electric Factory is what he termed me. I generate electricity.
Oh my. You can't make this shit up. This is unbelievable. I love this.
Those are all nicknames I've earned.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. And that's why I knew, I was like, if he's placing these, right, you've got to feel confident enough to be like, yep, I've earned this. I'm posting it up there. So I got to know why. Like, I'm not discrediting it because I know there's a story behind it. And it's got to be good enough because you're throwing that bad boy in the bio. I was like, it's got to be good. And you didn't let me down. I can promise you that. And I think the people in the chat, they're loving. They're saying the mullet is elite. They're loving the mullet. Obviously, I'm sure you're a mullet enthusiast. It's the first thing on the bio. You already knew that. So let's talk again. Whatever you can or cannot say. How have your DMs been? I want to know all the way from sponsorships, deals, people reaching out to you, to the honeys, because you're a confirmed legend at this point. So don't be humble now, okay? You got Hawk press on the back of your shirt for a reason. Just look. You don't have to tell me everything. You don't have to kiss and tell. Just give me whatever you can say. Go ahead.
Brands blowing me up. Got a few things on the way. Don't want to give out any spoilers.
Fair enough.
Fans blowing up my DMs, saying they love me, calling me a legend. Appreciate all that. Love you guys too. If I didn't get to respond, I try to respond, but there's a lot. Honeys though, not too much on that avenue, unfortunately, brother.
Give it time. I promise you, It'll come. It's this. We get some of these clips out. They see the confidence, just the swagger that you carry with yourself, your sense of humor, but just like the confidence and just the like your mindset. It's. I mean, I'm attracted, and I'm married. I'm say it. So look, they build it and they will come. Okay, dude.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything that go ahead and plug your Twitter, plug your Instagram? We need to be following you because we've got another year next year. I'm going to be watching Houston games just to see how you're doing, and maybe we can do a follow up next year to see how it's going. But plug your stuff. Tell everybody about yourself.
So Instagram and Twitter are both at BigHawk68. Pretty simple there. I don't post all too often. Only when I got some banger photos going on that I'm ready to share. Definitely keep an eye out there for sponsorships we got on the way. I got some big ones coming soon, so definitely be ready for those.
I'm looking at your Instagram. It's very clean, but every photo you have is an absolute banger. I mean, there isn't. It's all high quality stuff. So I respect that. Good. You're kind of keeping us on the toes. Like I want more. Like you got just enough to where it's like I want to see more. I want to know more about this guy. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what's to come. I think you've got a future in making some reels maybe. But again, you're all business. But I think you've got something there that you can tap into. But look, Hawk, Gavin, whatever you prefer to be called. I mean, legend. This interview has been an absolute blast. I genuinely appreciate you coming on here and telling us your story and kind of telling us what you got going on. I know that people in here loved it. I can't wait to clip it up because there's some sweet moments of you just being an absolute legend. And again, I really appreciate you, man. And Happy New Year, Bubba.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. You be good, all right?
Yes, sir, I will.